Yeah.
That tracks.
Hey.
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Folks, how's it going?
Welcome back. We missed you.
It's been too long.
I hope you had a good week.
Yeah, you better. You better.
You better.
Yeah, we'll know. We'll know.
Guys, welcome back to That TRACKZ with Eythen and
Carolyn.
episode 9.
Episode 9. That's a good number.
Right, way better than 7.
Well, whatever you say.
Yeah, we're trucking along with the podcast. Socials are growing.
Listenership
is growing.
Carolyn's killing it there for sure.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Something
else that Carolyn is killing. The audience can't see this, but your fingers right now. What's going on here?
I was talking a big game about how I don't need doctors. What's a doctor gonna do? Put glasses on my sprained pinky?
Exactly.
And then I cut my finger badly in the kitchen, and I was like, oh, okay, this is when we go to the doctors, when we're gushing blood.
Right, of course.
And so while I was there, I was
they put glasses on the finger?
Yeah, they did, actually.
Okay, nice,
I got to take them home.
Yeah.
While I was there, I was like, hey, big dog, you got an x-ray machine? Because I'm here for this, but while you were at it, can you check on my ski injury? And they're like, yeah, when did it happen? I was like, 3 weeks ago, and I haven't come in. And basically, like I expected, they told me, yeah, man, it'll get better.
Duh. Yeah.
Duh. And they were like, yeah, just, if it doesn't get better, then go to another doctor. I went to an urgent care.
Yeah.
So I was just like, do I need to sew this finger up?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, stick this hand under the x-ray machine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm the 7 now 6-fingered nanny.
Damn.
That's what's new with me. It's probably directly because I said, oh, who needs doctors? Blah, blah, blah. What are they going to do? Give me contacts for my cut?
Exactly. Yeah. As it goes.
So that's my update. Eythen, what's new with you? What's new in the stand-up world?
Stand-up world, nothing really new. Yeah, show May 1st.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
7 Deadly Sins.
7 Deadly Sins. This is the gay sloth show.
May 1st.
May 1st, yeah. It'll be pretty cool. I'm excited for it. I gotta work on my sloth material.
Hellphone, be there.
Hellphone, be there.
What if you were a sloth suit? What if you take it very literally in a costume direction?
A sloth suit?
Yeah, like a onesie.
Oh gosh, I was for some reason I was thinking like a furry-esque suit, and my persona was a sloth. Yeah,
it'd be shocking.
It'd be shocking.
People would be talking.
People would be talking. By a sloth, I don't see a sloth persona. I don't see that very often.
I know it could be. It would probably go viral.
It would probably trendset. Yeah, the only thing really on my mind is I've been working a lot at the cheese shop. Mongering, and you know. I've been having thoughts. Of maybe a change in direction.
Oh?
Maybe thinking of maybe politics. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I've been thinking about maybe
leaving the cheese shop and going into public service?
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting into politics. And you know, I don't know what's so funny. It's just I feel like I should be doing a little more.
Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. As we all should be.
Totally. So you think that quitting your cheese job will save the American populace?
Not exactly, but sorry. Here's the policy I want. Here's my first initial.
Right.
Yeah, here's the policy I want to promote. Every store that provides free samples has to register with the U.S. government, right? And in doing so, they have to hire a security guard to watch the free samples.
What kinds of people are taking your samples?
Oh my God! Everybody is taking my samples.
Give me like the archetype. Like what?
That's the thing. It's
every human being.
It's every human being. I believe everyone is greedy. I believe everyone's greedy because everyone's taking more than 2 samples. Because that's the thing. The maximum number of samples someone can take is 2.
Is there a sign?
No. But
you just expect common decency?
It's just ethical, right? It's ethical, it's moral. Because 2 samples is the perfect amount. First one, you try, you're like, okay, this is a new flavor. I'm still figuring it out. And 2 is okay, because sometimes you don't know if you like a cheese for the first time. So you're like, let me just try it again real quick and make sure I understand these flavors. That's not what's happening. People are thinking they can just come in and take their samples like it's a privilege.
It's a free snack.
Like it's a free snack, but no, it's not free because I put my blood, sweat, and tears into making those, into cutting those up. So it's upsetting. It's upsetting, especially when folks are like, they say the cheese isn't good, and they take another sample. I'm like, well, I guess cheese isn't that bad.
I could see a world where I need a third bite to really decide.
No, you don't need a third bite to do that. And Carolyn, the fact you're saying that is making me so upset. Especially this is our 9th episode, and you're revealing that you are also taking too many samples. 3 is too much. At that point, it's like, what are we doing here? At that point, buy the cheese.
By your logic, the first bite is this is a new flavor.
Exactly.
I'm trying it out.
And the second one is clarifying.
Like, should I buy it?
Second one is the clarifying one.
Right. But then...
The third one is like, oh, let me just take more because I love taking.
No. After the second one, I'm like, I do like the flavor. I would like to take it home. Let me see the price. And then you're like, oh my God, $29 for half a pound of cheese.
Let me just take another sample.
Taste it one more to see if it's worth the money. The third one is seeing if the price is accurate.
That's what the second one should be for. That's what the second one should be for.
You said the second one is to decide if you actually like it.
Yeah, and at that same point, you're like, do I like it? Am I willing to spend the money? You can do both in the same amount.
I think you need number 3 for the cost value evaluation.
I disagree. And... This is why I am running for government. If you guys
for government, that's the position.
I am running for government.
Eythen for government.
I am for government. I am pro government. I am anti taking too many samples.
So, what would the proper punishment for a third sample be?
They should be banished from the store.
Lifetime ban?
Maybe not a lifetime. Maybe a lifetime.
It could be like the mugshots of people who steal, like the security cam
Exactly.
screenshots.
Yeah, people who shoplifting taking too many samples is the same thing.
Because it's theft.
It's theft. Yeah, it's theft, especially when they do it in front of me.
I gotta be honest.
Don't say you respect the hustle. Don't say you respect the hustle.
In my childhood, I was a bit of a greedy sampler.
And that's okay, because you can outgrow that.
I think I have.
Well, you're taking 3 samples.
Hypothetically. Here's the thing. You ever been to a Harris Teeter grocery store?
A what?
A Harris Teeter?
I don't know what that is.
Teeter. It's a grocery store that's in North Carolina, and they had free sugar cookies for kids. They had this little, dragon cut out with a little box of sugar cookies. And it was like, take 1.
Yeah, how many did you take?
When my mom was looking, 1. I would only go back for a second.
See,
I never had 3. You're right.
That's why we need constant supervision at the samples table.
And then at the food court, there was this guy always giving out, teriyaki chicken samples.
Mm-hmm. I
only took 1? Yeah, right. It was a free stack.
You only take 1. Guys,
no one else is eating them.
Guys, I know this could... I know that... I know that this could haunt me, me saying this. Because I know people are going to watch me now and be like, oh, is Eythen going to take more than 2 samples? I'm going to make it clear. If I ever take more than 2 samples, call me out and cancel me. Cancel me if I take more than 2 samples. And you know what? That's fine. And that's on me. I will only ever take more than 2 samples if I'm drunk. So, vote for me in 2028, probably.
In what?
Oh shit. What?
Local government.
How?
Federal.
What's the minimum I can go so I can enact this policy? I think I have to go with the governor.
You want it to happen statewide, or you just want it to really happen at your cheese shop? How much do you care about the cheese shop culture?
It's about the message.
So you want a federal ban?
I not a ban, but a federal policy.
You'd have to go Senate, I think. Senate or House.
Okay.
You gotta represent the whole state.
Vote for me in 2028 for the Senate.
For New York?
For New York, yeah.
New York Senator.
New York Senator
Anthony.
Yeah.
His policy is stop stealing cheese, bitch.
Yeah. Not even just cheese. Stop taking more than 2 samples of anything.
Eythen, can't wait to consider voting for you and probably not.
Consider?
Who are you running against?
I don't know.
There might be bigger fish to fry than cheese samples.
Again, not just cheese samples. This is all samples. What
about perfume samples or makeup samples?
You get 2.
You can go to Sephora.
Mm-hmm.
I always was like, why would anyone buy makeup? If you live near Sephora, just do a full face of trials and leave and go out to dinner.
Now see, that's theft.
It's free!
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Perfume samples?
You get 2. I'm standing by this. I think this is my Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm bit. It's no more than 2.
Heard it here, folks. That tracks.
Yeah, and if you guys are listening and you take more than 2, don't listen.
No, please, we don't want that many listeners.
Well, I'm gonna call them out now. I will be ready for office. That's my only policy. And also, protect our parks.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to parks.
Wait. Well, we've gathered here today to theorize on some culture.
Yeah.
To speak on media.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually a callback to a previous episode.
Oh, flashback moment.
I was listening back to our wonderful backlog of episodes, which you can listen to on Spotify or Apple Music or on YouTube.
Or iHeartRadio.
Is that actually up?
Which one?
iHeartRadio?
Yeah.
I gotta put it in the link tree. It's not there.
Yeah, but who uses iHeartRadio?
So I was listening back and I heard myself reference a beloved piece of media from my childhood that I thought we could really dive into.
Oh, wait, okay. I think
Do you remember?
The
title's hard to recall.
I don't remember. I don't remember the title, but it's about Grover Cleveland.
Yes,
I remember listening back.
It's the Grover Cleveland musical. Guys, little known film, beloved by my family, the one and only genuine original family band.
That's the full title.
That is the full title.
One more time.
The one and only genuine original family band.
Nice.
You try.
The one and only genuine original family band.
Perfect.
I was really sweating during that one.
And there's no nickname for it. You just gotta say the whole thing every time. The one and only genuine original family band.
You can't say just family band?
Well, no, because how would you know what you're talking about?
Oh, true. Yeah, you got me there.
This film was a Disney movie musical because Disney was really succeeding with like Mary Poppins, Sound of Music,
was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah. They were really popping off. And so in the 60s, they were like, great, give me another one.
Yeah.
And there was a book written, I think an autobiography. I think this is based on history.
I mean, I'm assuming a little bit.
There was a family band.
Okay.
That was trying to be like a campaign tool for the re-election of Grover Cleveland in what year? 1888.
1888.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will put a disclaimer. I don't really know what was going on in America then. I took AP US History. I gave up school for Lent that year. Didn't go for 6 weeks. I think that's when we talked about most of the history of the United States.
Yeah, it was just 1888, actually. It was just that year.
Yeah, and they spent 6 weeks on it.
It was a busy year. A lot of stuff's going on.
So, yeah, disclaimer, I'm not the expert on the old Democratic and Republican parties and when they switched and what their platforms were.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 7 years old watching this movie in my Toyota Sequoia with my family on a flip-down DVD player,
hell yeah,
I didn't even know what a Grover Cleveland was! So, yes, this film was released in 1968.
Okay.
Shout out, the year my dad was born.
Shout out.
And the music was composed by the Sherman Brothers, who composed Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Mary Poppins, The Jungle Book.
Oh, wow.
The original Parent Trap. Don't remember the score, but apparently they made it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so Disney was just like, we're turning these out. Let's do another one. Let's make it for the family. Let's have a little nostalgia. So let's throw it back to 1888.
Mm-hmm.
And thus, this perfect film was born.
Okay, so I have a few questions.
Hit me.
This is an original Disney movie, or was this based off a previous musical?
It's an original Disney movie,
okay.
An original musical. It was written off a book.
Okay, got it.
Based off a book.
Based off a book. Okay, got it. Okay.
And it never had a stage adaptation, as far as I know.
Oh,
it
interesting.
really just
exists as the
lived
movie.
as the movie.
Gotcha.
Shall I tell you more?
Give me with the plot, because I want to see how Cleveland comes into this.
So glad you asked.
Yeah.
I do need to use a resource for this.
Mm-hmm.
So we open up on the family in their barn rehearsing their music. It's like they have 10 kids from 22 down to 5. Oh. They live with a grandfather.
What's 5-year-old doing?
I think she plays like the trumpet. They all have an instrument and they march and they're a very talented family. The grandfather is like very staunchly involved in politics, and he's like, guys, we're hitting the road. I want us to become like a rally political band.
Got it. What's their genre? Are they doing rock? Are they doing?
They're doing
Jazz.
Well, it is 1888.
So not jazz.
So not jazz. They're kind of giving like homegrown barnyard orchestra. So it's just like
Orville Peck, Noah Kahn kind of vibe.
It's just like, okay, we have 10 instruments and 10 people to play them. How can we make them all be on the same note?
Got it. Okay.
So like the awkward 12-year-old boy has a big tuba that always like plays the wrong note.
Classic.
And like the little like classy 15-year-old has a little dainty flute. You know, everyone has a personality.
Everyone has a personality.
And an instrument that matches it.
Okay.
So a journalist comes to town and starts courting the eldest daughter. Oh. And he, over letters, as it happened allegedly in this time.
Right, journalism.
And he has like come to meet the family, and he is a Republican. And he is trying to dissuade the family from going to perform for the Grover Cleveland rally because he is a little worried that the magical power of this family could sway some voters.
Oh, I see.
So they get convinced by this young spokesman, suitor, gentleman caller.
The journalist.
The journalist.
Yeah.
He, and like a political activist.
Got it.
He convinces them, you guys should pick up your entire family and move to this new territory, Dakota.
Which one?
Well, it was just a territory. They weren't even states yet. And he's like, we need family like you to come settle this new territory.
Dakota's got nothing. We
need the Bauer family band.
Yeah.
And the grandfather's like, I don't know about that. And the oldest daughter is like, I think it's a wonderful idea. And the songs of this movie, maybe my favorite songs ever. Dakota, Dakota, where a man stands tall. Dakota, oh Dakota, where there's room for all. Rolling rivers. And they get talked into loading up all their horses and carriages and moving out west to Dakota.
Right, and they're hyping up. And they get there, and it's like
nothing.
Yeah. The fuck is this?
And
Fargo.
Apparently, this is where I get a little dicey on my facts because I again am not. I know that I was once educated on how the Democrats and Republicans used to be switched, and the parties had a big switcheroo. I think it had something to do with the Great Depression, and I think FDR maybe played like a pivotal role. All I know is the Dakotan people were trying to get a bunch of Republicans out and elect Harrison so that they could make 2 Republican states to get more senators in the government.
Got it.
All of this I learned as an adult. I just watched this movie because the kids were singing and the girl and the cute boy would get together and then they would go on the wagons and then they would sing the songs. And during the Dakota speech, they're all like at a gazebo in a park and they throw torches to each other as like the music is building in the bridge to be like, join in on us. You're one of the men, right? Here, catch this torch and hold it while you sing. And I was like, how did they do that?
Oh, okay.
I feel like you're not getting the essence of the most perfect film.
I'm not feeling it as much. I think if only I heard more show tunes from the song, maybe I'd be drawn into it.
Let's put it over with Grover.
Well,
Don't rock the boat. Give him your vote. Give your vote to the man who's the leader of men. Let's put Grover over again. It's the time, for a man, and Cleveland's the man for the time. Does that help?
It did, yeah.
And all the kids are in the barnyard going like, let's put it over with Grover. That's the don't rock the boat.
Right, of course.
Give him your vote. I knew the choreography from a very young age.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
And it all culminates in the big election results. So there's like family political strife, right? Classic age-old themes.
Who's not Grover? Who's Grover against in this election?
Harrison. Benjamin Harrison.
Right, of course, yeah.
He is the Republican nominee.
Yeah.
And Harrison is the Republican nominee.
Right.
But remember, back in the day, the parties were kind of flipped.
Yeah.
So, but the main issue was like westward expansion. So it's not like they were really worried about LGBTQ votes.
Right, yeah,
or
shocker.
healthcare. Yeah. So I don't really know what it means. The main issue was tariffs.
How topical.
How topical. If only I could speak intelligently about terrace. Nope, couldn't do it.
Yep. So it builds up to this election.
Yeah, so they move out to Dakota. The oldest daughter gets a job teaching at a school. She's falling in love with the
journalist.
Republican.
Yeah.
It all culminates in this big, like, live election result reading. Because, believe it or not, they didn't have the internet.
In 1888?
No.
Wait, what were they doing over there?
Did they have a telephone? Well, no, because they were writing letters.
Well,
I guess you could still write letters once there were telephones.
Yeah.
People still do it today, allegedly.
Yeah. When was the last time you wrote a letter?
I just received them.
That was good.
Thank you. So they're all at this big convention, singing a banger song, lots of banger songs. I wish... Oh, what's the Harrison one? Oh, Benjamin Harrison is far beyond comparison.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes. And then they have this big song about west to the right side of Missouri, talking about Missouri. And they're like, people call it Missouri. Did you know that?
But bring that back.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm going to Missouri.
When do we ever talk about Missouri? Shout out. Love you. Shout
well.
out Missouri.
Yeah. I mean, I don't talk about Missouri a lot.
You're not allowed back there.
No.
Eythen is not allowed to enter. See? That's how state policy works. Guys, this whole episode is just all about political education.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, this big live reading of the votes. And, like, the kids are all there rallying and, like, singing the family song. And there's, like, tensions are building. And someone comes in and, like, I guess he had a telegram somewhere.
Yeah.
And he comes in and is like 200 votes for Cleveland and 178 for Harrison. And it turns out, shocker, the popular vote didn't match the electoral college vote, which happened to me when I was running for class president. And my school was like, well, they should learn about the electoral college. So let's implement one. So I won the popular vote and lost to some made-up delegate program for the 8 grades.
I'm glad episode 9 is our political episode. I know we've been itching to do political episode.
I know, election of 1888. Yeah. So wait, let me check the facts because I'm gonna get it backwards.
Yeah.
Basically, one of them lost and one of them won.
Gotcha.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know your password.
Oh, it's my birthday.
But I know the month.
Okay.
No idea the day.
Well, take a guess. Take a stab. Day I was born. 01.
You were born a year after me.
I was 2000.
Wait, you were born my year?
Yeah. Let me just put it. Let me just put it in for you. That'd be a good clip. All right, there you are. So who lost and who won this election?
Benjamin Harrison wins. That was not their candidate.
Boo! 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 Boo!
I don't know what he did.
Well, yeah, this is 88. I'll say boo. I don't care.
Yeah, their beautiful campaign songs didn't work, and the hot young guy who got them to move out to Dakota, he was too powerful. And they got 2 states in for Dakota. Damn. So if you're ever mad about the number of red votes in the Senate, blame William Harrison. Actually, blame fictional character Joe Carter.
And blame this hot reporter boy.
God, he's so hot in the movie. Oh my God. There's this song. So also the romantic plot line between him and the eldest daughter is a highlight of the film. We talked a lot about the politics, but
let's get into the real stuff.
Beautiful song. Happiest Girl Alive. She sings while she read his newest letter. Now, back in the day, you didn't have FaceTime. So she didn't...
What are we doing with this bit?
She didn't know what he looked like because he was just writing letters.
Yeah.
So she didn't know that a grade A certified hottie was going to show up at her door and walk in the middle of band practice when they're trying to put it over with Grover.
Yeah, can you imagine being catfished through letters?
But then he's hotter than she thought. Like, she thought he was going to be uglier.
Really?
She was reverse catfish.
Wow.
She was, like, shocked that he was hot. So they have a great plot line. She runs off into the field because she's so embarrassed. This beautiful man showed up from her letters.
Yeah.
She thought that a random old guy at the door was him because she didn't know what her gentleman caller looked like.
Right.
Then they go, they're practicing in the barn. All the family. The weird kid with the tuba. The little girl with the triangle. The, like, delicate preteen with the flute. And she's, like,
crushing it with a trumpet solo. She's like going to town, getting funky with it. And she like turns around and the beautiful hottie Joe Carter, Republican, is there. And she's mortified. So she takes off running to the hills. And she runs through a field of miniature horses. And she hides behind a tree. And he like gives her flowers. And he's like, it's me. And then he gets the whole family to move to Dakota. If you're that hot, if you reverse catfish someone and you're so much hotter than they expected, you can actually relocate an entire family of 12 people. By horse and buggy.
By horse and buggy. And remind me again, where were they before the Dakotas?
I think they were in Missouri.
Right, Missouri. Yeah.
Then they went west, right?
Yeah, as it goes.
Dakota's west of Missouri?
Yes.
Wow, geography.
Well, I mean, I have to if I'm getting into politics.
So true, because you want a federal policy.
I want a federal policy.
But, you know, if you were worried about the Senate getting ruined by Republicans, don't worry. Before Grover Cleveland left office, he made sure to also add Montana and Washington as states.
Oh, wow.
To balance out with the blue votes.
That's a real saver.
So that's where it's like, okay, you weren't Democrats and Republicans, but we're trying to fight I tried to read actually, I have a resource. I Googled, what do you mean they used to be different? In the early years, the Republican Party was considered quite liberal, while the Democrats were known for staunch conservatism. This is the exact opposite of how each party would be described today.
And what's your source you're reading this from, by the way?
Studentsofhistory.com.
Okay.
Might be a good resource.
Yeah, you know, those students, they know their history.
But I'm not going to read the next parts. There was something post the Civil War. There was a new century, civil rights movement. Oh, it didn't happen to the civil rights? What? And it ends with them, like, parading through the towns, being like, it's okay that we lost, because we have family and music. And that's the one and only genuine original family band.
Huh. I mean, would you ever... Do you feel like it has the legs to be a stage player? Do you
no.
think it's destined to be...
I don't know that anyone would enjoy watching this, to be honest. It's just very important to me. It was like as I talked about as my intro to Duff Goldman, there wasn't a lot of media that all of my siblings at different ages with different anxieties and fears could all like watch, specifically on long car rides. Right. And so this movie, pretty devoid of treachery.
Right. Yeah. The only treachery is loss of political candidate.
Right.
For what?
But he already got to serve 4 years, so you know he got his turn.
Yeah. And give
both
Harris.
of them got to be presidents in the end.
And that's what counts at the end.
Right. Everyone gets to be president.
Everyone
including
gets to
Eythen Anthony.
Yeah.
Running on outreach parks and no more stealing cheese.
No more samples.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All samples are a part of this policy.
Maybe if Grover Cleveland had served another 4 years, he would have taken care of it.
Yeah. Imagine the effects of that.
Yeah. No, really. Really imagine it.
Think about that next time. Next time we're thinking about
Grover Cleveland, the election of 1888.
Yeah, think about the election of 1888. Think about if Cleveland would have won.
What would America look like today?
And I'm imagining a utopia where folks only take 2 samples and then they go about their days. And they try samples with curiosity, not out of greed.
And something about tariffs. It'd be better, I guess.
And parks.
And parks.
Yeah.
And outreach.
And outreach.
Yeah, that's the one and only genuine original family band. Wow, we're really like political theorists.
Yeah, a lot of politics in this episode.
And they're all like really smart takes too. We're clearly very informed and very intelligent.
Yeah, I'm glad we're the ones talking about this because I feel like we are the most qualified for this discussion. Totally. And who knows what political media I'll be talking about today because I'm talking about political media too.
You are?
Yeah.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, but you know this talk of politics
of 1888.
Of 1888, it's a long time. It's been a while. It reminds me, it's been a while since I've ate something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while. Guys, it's cheese time.
Cheese time, cheese time, cheese time. Ooh, moody.
Folks, it's that part of the episode where I bring in a piece of cheese for us to try. That could be from my cheese shop, but today it's not. It's been a while.
Since you betrayed your
Yeah, I keep doing it. I'm sorry.
Bit the hand that feeds you.
Yeah, I know. Lock me up. But I have an exciting cheese from Murray's.
Murray's. Shout out
Murray's. This is a fun one to look at, folks. This is the marbled goat.
Ooh la la! Is that a Munster?
It's not. It looks like a Munster, but it is not. This is the marbled goat. It is a goat milk cheese aged for 6 months. It's by the Minica, who are the folks who make the Drunken Goat, if you're familiar with them.
I asked about that!
Yes, yeah.
I do love the Drunken Goat.
Drunken Goat's great. They also make the marbled goat, goat's cheese, and these red veins right here are Espelette peppers from the Basque region of France.
Ooh la la.
So there's going to be a mild kick to it, nothing crazy.
Wait, I'm loving the sound of this.
I know. I after last episode with the Tome de Savoie, I thought I'd bring something that is, one, doesn't smell like cat piss, and two, it's just gonna be a fun little snack.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. At first impressions, what do you get?
It looks like a Munster.
It does have some Munster vibes, especially with that like red orange tint.
Totally. I can see how the texture looks similar to the Drunken Goat.
Yes, exactly.
Like an aged goat cheese.
I will say, I think this one is like aged a little longer, so it's going to be a bit more firm. But yeah, similar vibes all around.
I just want to taste it.
Yeah, I want to lock in. I want to get in with this guy. Get all in.
This one doesn't stink.
This one
almost had like no smell when you scent.
Yeah, but as you get into it, you get some of those like the Espelette is supposed to have like a smoked paprika vibe to it. Yeah, which I think is gonna be kind of fun.
Dog, let's get in there.
Let's get into it.
We don't need a cracker.
Nah. We can just go to town on this guy.
And I can eat the rind.
You can eat the rind. Let's get cheers.
Cheers. It kind of just tastes like the Drunken Goat.
Yeah.
I feel like the pepper's kind of mild.
It's.
Let me get into this vein.
Yeah, I think I got more of the pepper with that.
We've learned that the veins, you gotta really.
It's all about the veins.
So true.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm a vampire. It's all about the veins. And the crowd goes crazy.
Am I dumb? I'm like not tasting the spice that much.
You're not getting the spice?
Oh, after I swallow.
It takes a sec, yeah.
There's like a slight tingle
right
on my tongue after I've chewed it, but I feel like the front end notes just taste like Drunken Goat.
Yeah, it's just goat's milk. Yeah, it's good. It's
good.
It's.
I would at a social function with this on a cheese board. I'd keep snacking.
Yeah, it's a nice cheese. It's nice, but it's
Here's the problem. We had that Rogue River blue cheese. Any good cheese, it's like, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
You're not blowing my socks off. I'm not seeing stars.
Yeah, I'm seeing I'm just seeing a cheese.
Yeah, I'm like, good cheese.
Yeah, maybe we shot for the moon too soon.
Yeah, wait, why did we do that? We picked the best cheese of the whole world.
Yeah, that honestly that is on us. Again, the 2021 award-winning cheese.
Maybe I need to go on like a cheese detox so that I really want it.
Maybe I don't know.
Like a tea break.
Like a tea break, yeah.
A sea break.
A sea break.
No, it's good. It's just kind of they're starting to just taste like cheese to me.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, they are cheese.
They are cheese
every time. I'm not disappointed.
It's good. Yeah, no, it's a good cheese.
I think most people would enjoy eating it. It's just like what makes you special, you know?
Right. I mean, aesthetically very pretty.
God, it's hard being a six-fingered woman.
It's like a Lana Del Rey song. It's hard to be a six-fingered woman.
Did she say that?
I don't know. It feels like a Lana song. It's hard to be a six-fingered woman.
It's hard out here. You should have seen me trying to wash my hair. I had the dish gloves on because this can't get wet.
Oh, right.
This can't get wet. Mm-hmm. So I have one arm up in the air with the dish glove on. I'm trying to like detangle and wash my shampoo with the other.
It's like a little dance.
Anyway.
Let me. I'll get a little more and then.
Well, my question is, how would you really make this cheese shine? Like, I often think of how can we adapt this into another dish.
Right, of course, yeah.
What do you think could really, really...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like you could go just like a turkey sandwich with this shit.
Oh, a turkey sandwich would be great with this. Like A Spanish sausage would be nice.
Mm.
Some chorizo.
I feel like it's almost too rich for that.
Maybe. Oh, that, and also I feel like chorizo is going to be spicy, so I think we need a milder meat to go with this.
Do you think it could be sliced like effectively, like sandwich style? It's hard to know with the texture. Like, I'm like, is it a grate? Is it a slice? Is it a...
It'd be tough. I mean, as we saw, it has like a crumble to it, so I think cutting it long ways could be difficult. But it could have a melt too. I mean, 6 months. It's on the semi-firm side. I feel like you can melt this fairly easily.
It's like a panini.
Ooh, a panini.
A panini.
I haven't heard that word in a while.
Oh, really? Panini.
Panini. I'm reminded of when my family had a panini press.
We don't have the counter real estate for those up in New York.
I
don't know anybody with an in-home panini press.
Yeah, no.
Nobody has room for that. No one's got waffle makers up here. Those are luxuries of the South.
They are.
You got extra cabinets. You got like a small appliance cabinet.
Yeah.
Air fryer? No one's got room for an air fryer up here.
Yeah, we have a toaster in our place. I'm like, dog, this is too much room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you... Okay, fuck, marry, kill. Toaster, panini press, waffle maker. Finally, a real question.
Toaster, panini press, waffle maker.
You're killing the waffle maker?
Well, I was just renaming them, but for sure killing the waffle maker.
What?
Yeah. How often do I make waffles? Never.
But see, I feel like a waffle is like fucking waffle maker.
But I would use it like once a year. Although I did have a Hello Kitty waffle maker. I bet my mom still has it.
Let's bring it up.
Wait, maybe I want to marry my childhood Hello Kitty waffle maker.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wait, maybe I marry a waffle maker?
Marry a waffle maker. Okay.
I don't need a panini press.
A kill panini press.
Yeah, if you have a nice pan and like a heavy... No, I can make a grilled cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need the crisscross lines.
Okay, yeah.
You stumped me. Wait, let me try one more time. Hear me out. Totally changing it up.
Okay.
I'm killing the toaster. Because you really don't need a toaster. If you have an oven and a stove, you really don't need a toaster.
Great. Okay.
It can save you time, but like, I don't have a microwave, so I'm already... Take my toaster.
Okay. Okay.
I would kill the toaster.
Got it.
I think I would fuck the panini press.
Okay.
Have one luxurious, perfect night of my dreams.
Monte Cristo panini.
With like just panini on panini. Night of my dreams.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna dig out that childhood Hello Kitty waffle maker. And we're together till death do us part.
Love. I think I'm gonna kill panini press. Only because paninis, they always scratch the roof of my mouth. Because the bread was just too hard.
Have you tried taking smaller bites? Boom!
You really got me with that one.
Okay.
No, so I'm killing the panini press, and I'm fucking the waffle maker for sure. I think waffles are
Whipped cream,
whipped syrup,
syrup,
strawberries,
chocolate chips,
in
the batter,
white chocolate chips.
And I've never heard it done before.
And that's how we do it here.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm fucking the waffle maker, and then I think I'm gonna marry the toaster because it's versatile. I'd say.
What is it? What's versatile about it? You can just put something in and toast it. That's
well,
it.
you can toast plenty of things.
Like what?
Bread.
And?
Bagels.
And? That's already bread.
Waffles.
That's another kind of bread.
Well, I don't like this game anymore.
Wait, you want to fuck a waffle maker, but you make your waffles in the toaster?
Well, I don't make my waffles in the toaster, but if I have frozen waffles, you can throw them in the toaster. Pop-Tarts.
You just turn on your oven.
But see, I gotta wait for the oven to like preheat and whatnot. It takes time, but a toaster is there.
Well, here's the answer.
Yeah.
Toaster oven.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have one. Again, who has the counter space?
What's the counter space?
But all of my nanny families have a toaster oven. They use it to make like the dino nuggets. They use it to toast the bagel. They use it for I want to bake 3 cookies.
Maybe you're right. I think I'm still gonna fuck that waffle maker though.
You do it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Treat her right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, our cheese editor. You're gonna have a lot to sift through.
Yeah, Jimmy's in the back going like, man, what, I fuck the waffle maker or the panini press? I had no idea. Huh. Nah, Jimmy's a freak. He's fucking a toaster. I love you, Jimmy. I love you, Jimmy.
We love you. You are underpaid and overworked.
I'm just underpaid. I'm not paying him either.
Me either.
No, well, shit.
All right. Wow.
So,
What did it have to do with cheese?
how did we get there? Paninis. I think we're talking about paninis.
Panini.
It always comes back to paninis.
Mm.
What would you rate this? What would you rate the marbled goat?
On a scale of 0 to 5 stars.
0 to 5 stars.
3.5.
Yeah, I'm thinking 3.5 too.
It's good.
Mhm.
I think it wouldn't disappoint. I think anyone would be happy to eat it.
Yeah.
I think you could put it in a sandwich. I think you could put it on a cheese board. That's kind of all we came up with.
Yeah, I know. That's it,
Yeah, I would never be, if someone was like, oh, I brought some cheese for us to have.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what is it? And they said what is it? Spicy goat?
A marbled goat.
Marbled goat.
Yeah.
I'd be like, cool.
Yeah. That's the ultimate thing. Oh, it's like, it doesn't impress me.
Right.
But I'm not going to turn it down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's like a 3.5.
Yeah. I think, and that's why I'd say 3.5 too. Yeah.
Wow. And that's the marbled goat.
That's the marbled goat, and folks, that's cheese time.
Cheese time.
Cheese time.
It's the time for a man, and Cleves is the man for the time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're back, and we talked a lot about politics, and strangely enough, this is a political episode. This is something we didn't plan for, because I'm also talking about a political bit of media.
A surprise
a
political piece of media.
A surprise bit of political media. April Fools. Psych. That's a prank. I'm not doing that. This will be released after April Fool's Day. It's also not April Fool's Day when we're recording, so.
Right.
Extra,
Just the month of April.
The month of April.
April prank.
April prank. The whole month is a prank month for me.
The weather's a prank.
The weather's a prank.
Yeah.
What's the deal? What's the deal with the weather?
So true, King.
So true. So yeah, my piece of media is going to be a YouTube series.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Throwing it back. Episode 2.
3.
3.
Episode 3. We're running it back, and this is an online horror series called The Man in the Suit.
Oh no, is it Slender Man?
It's not Slender Man.
Is it scary?
You
got to do a lot of filtering.
No, I've already practiced some of it because I was like I can't say this exactly, so I'm gonna have to rephrase this. So first off, it's not Slender Man. That's a great starting point. What's your digital horror like familiarity? Like obviously, it's like creepypasta. That sounds like something you've heard of.
I've heard of it. I think I tried to watch like a minute, and I was like, "This cannot. Like my eyes cannot look at this."
You've watched it like Slender Man.
Pretty much, I've like flashes of these images have come across my retinas, and I've been like, "Oh, so scary! Look away! Bad, bad, bad!" Try not to think about it while you fall asleep.
For sure, yeah, 100%. So I was not really as involved with like the creepypasta. I was more tangential, like I heard about.
What's creepypasta?
Creepypasta is like online. It's a subset of like online horror stories. There's a lot of like popular ones.
What about like the Telltale Heart? Isn't that a horror story by Edgar Allan Poe or something?
It is, but that was before the internet, so that's not creepypasta.
That's the appropriate amount of horror for me.
Okay, and I mean that's a lot. I'd say.
I thought it was just like a ticking sound. I don't know. I was 11 and cracked up on frappuccinos. I don't know what we talked about in school.
Okay, for sure.
The War of 1812.
The War of 1812, Grover Cleveland, not 1888 though. Online horror, it's definitely evolved a lot. And the current trend with online horror is analog horror. Is that ring any bells? Okay, I'm going to do a brief explanation of analog horror, then I'll get the Man in the Suit.
Okay.
Analog horror is under the found footage umbrella.
Okay.
So when we think of found
Blair
footage...
Witch.
Blair Witch, exactly. When we think of found footage, there are sort of 3 distinct subsets, I would say. There's classic found footage, like Blair Witch, where the lore is that someone found this piece of footage and then have restored it and shown it to the public. So this is the first time the public has seen it. That's the logic here, is that it was never seen by the public. Someone found it, shown to the public.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's lost media, which is more so someone has shown it to the public, it's disappeared, it's been found, it's shown again.
Mm-hmm.
So that one, a little distinct. There's a small distinction there. Analog horror is, in this like mixed Venn diagram, it sort of falls between all three, or it falls between the found footage and lost media. In the sense that a lot of times it can be like PSAs, for example, that have like been recovered, quote unquote. Sometimes it can be like found footage recordings that have been found. I'm using air quotes here. Have been found and then shown to the public. There's more versatility there. Analog, I think, also refers to the way that these are set up. They're oftentimes more gritty in terms of the footage, like is being restored. Like this is recorded like older cameras. Older, like maybe is recorded on a VHS tape and then is restored.
So it has nothing to. When you first said it, I thought like, okay, it means that it's like chronological. I'm having like a time connection because
gotcha.
I only hear the word analog, meaning analog clock.
Right, and I think analog being a thing more like
old school.
Yeah, we think
vintage.
Analog, vintage. Let's think of old school vintage. And for me, analog horror I think scares me more than anything else. I'd say. Because it goes back to why I love found footage, in that it blurs the line between fiction and reality. We're like, okay, we're meant to believe that this is like a piece of real footage that was found. And that interests me, and I'm often more afraid of that, because I'm like, okay, obviously I know this is fake, but like, my brain is saying, but is it fake? You know?
And so the only found footage anything I've seen is Blair Witch Project.
Right.
Which, that makes sense to me, because it does feel so real, because it does feel like it's just these kids with a video camera who are out in the woods.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, Blair Witch really helps, because again, when the time was made, these are like new filmmakers. No one is aware of them. There was a great like ARG campaign with that. There's a whole thing. But analog horror, there's something about that I think frightens me. Because obviously, like it's like fake. This stuff is like, oh, there's like aliens coming to steal your identity, whatever. Obviously fake, but the way it's set up, the use of the PSA, for example, it really does a good job making you feel uneasy, I guess, because the way they use their timing, the way there's also a lot of these use like an uncanny valley effect, which I think it like elevates.
That's like where robots look like real people.
Kind of, where it's like something is like so human-like, but it's not, and then you feel uneasy with that. It can refer to humans, but then there's also like other like humanoid examples of that too. Yeah, so analog horror kind of freaks me out. So I don't engage with that much. When I see it, I'm like, oh, this is like creative. I think this is cool. All this to circle back to the fact that I'm talking about an analog horror piece called The Man in the Suit. Okay. The Man in the Suit. It's a 12-part miniseries. And it's about the making of the first Godzilla movie. Okay. Fictional.
And Godzilla is the Lizard Man or the King Kong? The Lizard Man.
The Lizard Man, yeah.
As I learned on this podcast.
Godzilla is a Lizard Man. And it's about the actor who's in the Godzilla suit.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's about him sort of becoming one with the suit. And sort of becoming...
Like growing into his skin? Like physically becoming one, or just spiritually?
A mix.
Does it like fuse to his flesh?
I don't know about that. Let's say more spiritually here.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to take it off. He like sleeps in it. This seems like a furry story.
Well, I mean, in this case, he's scaly. And yeah, it's sort of about him like embodying a Godzilla character, which like I think that's interesting from an actor's perspective.
Right.
Falling in love with the role. Of Godzilla.
That's my buy-in.
That's
right here.
And see, that's me practicing that bit. I'm like, okay, how do I get Carolyn on board with this?
It's really like a Stella Adler approach.
Yeah, you know, like you see a lot of. He makes a lot of like choices. A lot of choices. I'll tell you that. And yeah, throughout the 12 parts, it's like. What's interesting is they set it up as there is this one guy who was like meant to record like behind the scenes footage of the making of these Godzilla movies. Then ends up making these documentaries about like, oh, this guy's really
getting lost in the sauce.
Getting lost in this Godzilla character. And it's like how much of this is character and how much of this is
How
like,
big is this suit? Is it like part puppet, or is it kind of just more like the Barney costume?
It's more like the Barney costume.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd say it's about maybe like a little taller.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I love a lot of it. The things I love. I love Godzilla, first off. And I think this is a cool story to take with it.
No, the premise is interesting. Part of me was like, I want to watch that. I don't.
Yeah, no, I don't think you will like it.
I don't have the mental strength.
Yeah, because it sort of follows. We'll get into that in a sec. But yeah, I love the premise. I love Godzilla, and I think that the creator, his name is Unknowingly on YouTube. I think he does some cool stuff, bringing in like old footage of Godzilla with like archival photos to build this fake story. And
how'd they shoot it?
What do you mean? This analog horror?
Yeah.
It's set up as like a series of. It's very simple, I think, in setup. It's a series of like clips of text explaining like this is the situation that happened. Here's an image of this Godzilla, and so on and so forth.
So they didn't like film like a video of anything.
There was only, I think, one bit, and that was for the last episode. But for the most part, it's all either footage from the movies or it's just photos.
So it sounds like a really good YouTube essay.
It's kind of YouTube essay-ish.
I was picturing like a fully acted.
No, there's no like acting at all. It's
storytelling.
Yeah, it's all storytelling. And honestly, there isn't much audio to it either. There's like a few clips of like a recording of like one message, but that's.
So you read the screen or what? And it's music.
Yeah, you read the screen and it's music. And I think that's one critique that I have of it. Writing wise, I think narratively it's a cool narrative. I do feel like it's too expansive, because really what happens is we have the first movie, which is like the first Godzilla, and this is when we see like, oh, he's really embodying this character, Godzilla.
And in this fictional world, the same actor is playing Godzilla in like every Godzilla movie.
Exactly. Because
come on, what's his name? The fictional name of the guy in the suit.
Well, that's the thing. At a certain point,
he's unnamed.
He's just referred to as the man in the suit. Yeah, aka the name of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first one, the first Godzilla is just him. It's just Godzilla destroying this town. And then the next one, he's actually fighting like a different monster.
I do think this is interesting because I've always just been interested at who's in the suit. And like any.
Of course, yeah.
Suit media, like the Barney tabloids of like he's cussing and doing cocaine, or like when I'm at an amusement park, I'm like, do they have a fan in there? How are you not passing out? Or Big Bird, you know,
or Big Bird, yeah.
So it's like the premise is very interesting to me.
Yeah, it is, but I think again, my one complaint is that I think it's going too far with it. I feel like if they would center it around the first Godzilla movie and maybe the second one. Because, spoiler, in the second one, as Godzilla, he attacks one of the actors who's playing the other monster in the costume.
Out of the costume or in the costume?
In the costume. Like, again, he's taking on the Godzilla role, and he can't really tell fiction and reality.
Only when he's in the suit?
Well, he's always in the suit. Yeah. So, like, he's becoming Godzilla, basically.
I would think that, like, on a break, you take the head off and you're eating the snacks.
No, he's still in the costume.
What does he do about drinking or peeing?
I don't know.
They don't talk about the bathroom part of it at all?
They don't talk about him pissing.
That's like my fourth question.
I'm sorry, yeah. Unknowingly, if you make another episode, how is this guy piss?
He doesn't take off the suit? What, he got a catheter for this?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He has some like miracle diaper?
Well, I mean, I don't think Godzilla pisses.
Okay, but there is a human inside.
Yeah.
Godzilla does piss. Every creature pisses.
Well,
right?
I've never seen Godzilla piss.
You ain't never met him.
No, Godzilla can't piss.
So he doesn't drink water?
Well, I mean, I don't think he needs to drink water. That's a good question. Have I ever seen Godzilla drink water?
Take a little sip of the East River? Lizards drink and pee.
But he's a mutant lizard.
None of these stories answer any of my questions. This is why I used to drive my old roommate crazy, because we'd start watching a movie, any movie that's not based in my campus life reality game. I'd be like, they can't go to space. How are they breathing? Where'd they get the fuel for their rocket? What are you talking about? You're not wearing a helmet? Or like whenever a superhero's flying in the air, I'm like, at what point in the atmosphere do you stop getting enough oxygen?
Well, they're just a superhero.
He's still part human. You still gotta breathe, don't you?
And when does a superhero piss? That's my question.
This lizard still gotta drink and piss, and especially there's a human being in there.
Yeah.
A murderous human.
They don't get into him pissing. I missed the episode where they say, like, oh, this is how the man in the suit pisses.
They didn't talk about where he needs a snack or anything?
No.
He doesn't ever eat?
He's Godzilla.
Godzilla's gotta eat. You die if you don't eat or drink or piss. That's like the basic foundations of human living life.
Well, you never read Godzilla.
Bacteria don't piss, but...
Bacteria don't piss. Bacteria don't piss. Bacteria don't
I
piss.
feel like amoeba don't piss.
Amoeba don't piss. What else doesn't piss? Plants don't piss.
But they like air piss.
Oh, they do air piss. Yeah.
They breathe out. They piss oxygen.
No, and we pissed carbon dioxide.
Well, I think we pissed urine.
You got me there. You got me there.
Okay, so the man's in the suit. He doesn't eat. He doesn't drink. He doesn't pee. I'm supposed to believe he's still alive in there.
Right. Yeah.
And he fights some guy on his lunch break.
No.
But he doesn't eat lunch.
No, it was like during one of the scenes. During one of the scenes, he gets too into the character and then attacks.
Got it.
And I think again after that, I feel like that should be where like it sort of cuts off. Because then they get into like, okay, here's him in the next movie attacking a different actor. Here's him in the next movie attacking a different actor. Mm-hmm. And it's like...
We don't need the repetition?
Yeah, I feel like... I understand this is a fictional world, but I don't understand why he's continued to be brought back on. And why we don't just focus more on tackling this character.
So what's so scary about it?
There's some scary bits. Like, I think some of the drawings of this, like... of him taking this Godzilla form are a bit more frightening. Because, again, this is, like, in a costume, and I think there's some fear of that, especially seeing the costume in, like, non-common places. But, like there's one episode where, like, he escapes, and someone gets a photo of him, like, on the street, and it's just a shadow of him, like, in the back. Which, on its own...
None of this seems scary.
It's also, I think, the setup of it, too. It's, like, this gritty... unknowingly uses a lot of, like, great, like, sharp sounds to sort of, like, spark some fear here, too.
So if I had it on
and also, I'm downplaying a lot of this for you.
Aw.
Yeah. I'm downplaying quite a bit of this for you. Yeah, if you
Are there, like, stabbings, or how does he kill? Does he kill? He just punches someone.
He does.
He murders?
Yeah.
By how?
With his suit.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you really do start to get scared of the suit.
Yeah. You get.
I'm just like, okay, so what's Big Bird gonna do? He punched some guy when he didn't get his snacks?
No, you ultimately you get scared of the suits.
Do you start seeing him on the train?
Me personally?
Yeah, like you start seeing shadows and being like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm on the train after work, and I'm like, all right, let me keep an eye out for the man in the suit.
So it does get scary, because I'm just like, how scary can Big Bird be when he gets a little too method with his acting and doesn't piss all day?
Okay, let me push it a little more. So, do you remember when I said that it's a spiritual bond with the suit? Yes. It's not.
It's a flesh bond?
It's a flesh bond.
How does that happen? Does he cut off his skin?
He does not cut off his skin. It sort of fuses to the suit.
In what way?
That part isn't explicit.
Like he's super glued his whole body?
No, it's not even that. Like there's talks of like radiation being involved, which they don't really get into that. Like there's an episode.
So he's just pissing in the suit. He never takes it off?
Well, it's hard to say pissing in the suit or like if he can't piss.
Well, he would die.
Well, he's Godzilla. And we're come full circle. And we're back again. But yeah, no, he fuses into the suit. And his sort of body restructures into the suit. And that's why, like, he attacks some folks by, like, biting them. Because that's, like, his...
And his mouth connects to the...
Exactly, yeah.
That doesn't make sense. It sounds pretend and made up.
Well, I mean, it is pretend and made up.
So where's the scary part? This went backwards. Ethan thought that I'd be scared of the whole thing. I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, how far can I go with this?
It's just, like, I'm scared of things that are real. Taxidermy.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
What if this is real? This is never gonna happen to anyone. Their skin is gonna radioactive fuse with the suit. He's never gonna piss. No, you die of a kidney infection. I'm glad this is the bit that like is really like locked you in reality. It's like he can't piss. It's not real.
I'm glad that's the bit.
It's keeping me grounded.
Yeah, I'm glad. there's also something about his eyes. His eyes freak me out.
Interesting.
Yeah, because like it's still the fake eyes of the costume, but like you can still see some of his real eyes there too. And they're like human and bloodshot.
How long are the episodes?
That's the thing. Like they range from like 2 minutes to like 12 minutes. So we could like watch them like right after this.
No. No. It's too late in the day for horror.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I just can't get past the bodily functions. I'm like, how is he hydrating? Through the mask? He's never drinking water?
He doesn't hydrate. I don't know how.
There's a man inside there.
He's not a man anymore. He's Godzilla.
How did that happen?
Because of radiation, apparently. See, that part is
radiation doesn't stop you from peeing or needing to drink water.
Well, I've never encountered that much radiation before, so I don't know. As soon as I encounter a lot of radiation to fuse me to a Godzilla suit, then I'll let you know if I can or cannot piss.
So how many people does he kill?
8. Yeah, I think 8.
I wonder how many Grover Cleveland killed. None, because he was a Democrat.
Darn. Well, Democrat or now Republican?
I don't know.
That's the real dilemma, or the real confusion, that real pickle.
But you know what? I know he was pissing. Both those candidates.
All
the presidents were peeing.
When I run for government, my other policy.
No more pissing.
This is urine down. That's just urine down.
Got on it.
Yeah. I forget. I've lost everything with this because I
reacted not at all how you expected.
Yeah, I was worried bringing up like the fact that he was melted into the suit.
I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. How would it happen?
Oh, okay.
Radiation. What, like my phone gives me every day?
Sure.
It hasn't melted into my face yet.
Yeah, no, I can still piss.
No, exactly. I charge that thing next to my bed, and I still drink and pee all day.
Yeah, so that's
One piss question broke him.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's
all it took.
That's all it took. Yeah, I'm, and you know that's the end of the Man in the Suit. There's only 12 episodes.
Oh.
There could have been more, but the creator got a lot of beef from the Godzilla fandom. Yeah, about the reality and the realistic nature of it.
Actually?
Yeah.
They're like, where's the piss?
No, not where's the piss. I think just about the Godzilla lore. It
was inaccurate?
Yeah. So unknowingly was like, yeah, I'm done with the series. I'm going to start something new.
So how did it end? Did he just leave it or did he wrap it up?
I guess he wrapped it up.
What? He dies?
Well, yeah.
How does he die?
So you remember how I said that there was a guy who's doing behind the scenes footage?
Yes.
Yeah, he sort of is like, we can't do this anymore. He has to be stopped. And then
how does he kill him?
A gun. Yeah.
Does Godzilla Man ever use a gun? And just his suit?
He's Godzilla.
No, but he's not. He's a man inside Godzilla who's radiation fused.
And see, that's what makes us different. I know him to be Godzilla.
There's a man in there.
That's Godzilla. I'm trying to figure out a way to close this bit because I was so nervous talking about some of this like body horror stuff that you'd not be as into it.
And I handled it like a freaking champ.
You did, yeah. Which makes me feel better the next time I bring in...
No, don't take it as that.
Yeah, and I'm bringing in more gross shit next one. No. Because you talked shit about Godzilla and about like, oh, how is this guy pissed? And now I gotta amp it up next time. No, I'm not.
No.
I'm not. No. But that's good enough.
I think you should be thankful you got lucky.
I hope listeners take a shot every time.
No, you'll die.
Yeah, every time we say piss.
No, you'll die. Take a shot of water, hottie.
No,
hydrate.
Take a shot of liquor every time. Either we say piss. I mention running for office,
or we say the year 1888.
Or we say the year 1888. We're talking about fucking a waffle maker. Those are the big four.
Please don't do that. You will die.
Yeah. No, I mean the piss alone. I think will put you in a catatonic state. And that's the Man in the Suit. Carolyn, would you watch the Man in the Suit?
In your original censored version, I was like, yeah, that seems like a nice video essay. Mm-hmm. Once I learned some more of the details that you so kindly were censoring, I'm good.
Yeah, and I think that's fair.
But I do think I had a good question.
Which was?
Where's he peeing? Didn't say piss. Oh, just did.
Yeah, it's not. It's not a good question.
You weren't able to answer it.
But because I didn't, I watched all 12 episodes and I did not think you know, I was not like, I love this world. I love what unknowingly the creator is doing here. I got one question. How is this guy gonna piss? Never thought that.
Well, that's why some of us are.
Or what?
We're different.
We're different.
Wowie. Guys, what an episode.
What a wild episode, actually.
You should totally comment and let us know if you like a surprise episode, because some of the chaos of this episode was because we didn't know what the other one was doing, so there was no through lines planned. We went off the deep end.
A lot of tangents, but overall, I think quite nice. I had fun. And also let us know if you want more politics.
Totally.
If 5 people text us and are like, hey, do more politics, we'll switch. We'll do political commentation.
Totally.
Yeah.
Look out Going Down with Ellie Ehrman.
Yeah, but also have us on.
Please.
Please.
I don't know what we could possibly say after all that.
Piss.
Go piss, girl.
Yeah, I gotta piss.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. What a wild ride. Thank you for being here. As with all of our episodes, leave a comment. Leave a comment on any of the reels on our social media. Leave a comment on Spotify. There's like a comment section for each episode. Get that little dialogue going. If you listen on YouTube, comment in the chat.
On TikTok,
we're trying to get our TikTok up and going.
Yeah.
We really want to know what you think. Follow us on Instagram at that.tracks with a z.pod. Find us on TikTok at I think the same.
That sounds right to me.
Find me on Instagram at Carolyn Ausler, CarolynOursler. Find Eythen at Eythen_Anthony, EYTHEN_ANTHONY.
Wow, it's crazy. And what's my birthday?
Guys, thanks for tuning in. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.